Hey guys, what up? This is Bear, and I'm going to do a tips and tricks video on Extinction. It's the new Call of Duty Ghost mode, and this is going to be tips and tricks just for solo gameplay. Uh, and in this video, I'm going to be using a relic for the achievement. The relic is that I do less damage to the aliens, and the reason I picked that one is it just seems the easiest because the loadout you should be using, and I'll show that in a second. The weapon specialist one pretty much negates the relic because it makes you so much stronger, and all the other ones just seem a lot harder. Like the other relics are like you can only use a pistol, you have less money, you take more damage and stuff like that, and that's just gonna be a lot fucking harder. Uh, I'm not gonna go over every single hive either because that would just be really time consuming. It took like 58 minutes, so I'm just gonna kind of give like general tips and stuff. Alright, so this is the loadout you should be using. Your class is going to be Weapon Specialist, and this is because you're going to be dealing more damage, which pretty much negates your Relic, which is taking away the damage you do. Pistol, I would definitely use the last pistol. You really shouldn't be using anything else. Armor Piercing, you pretty much need Armor Piercing over all the other ammo types. Fire is kind of shitty because when fire aliens run at you, they just deal more damage. Explosive, you can probably get away with explosive, but I wouldn't use armor piercing. It's definitely the best. Armor you need, obviously. You can't use anything else in that. Sentry gun, you're going to need to use sentry. Mostly because the aliens are going to be attracted to it, and they're going to start attacking that instead of hitting you, which is very important. Equalizer does not matter. Use whatever you feel most comfortable with. I didn't use it once. You really don't need a death machine or the war machine or anything like that. You can maybe use a riot shield, but I honestly don't even know what the fuck that thing does. So I don't really bother with it. And this is definitely the class you're going to want to use. You can divert from it if you feel more comfortable with other things, but that's what I would use. And if you want to know how to get the relic, you have to prestige, which is just hit level 30, and then you just start rolling over in levels, and you keep all these stuff that you have unlocked up until the point you do not lose anything. So, as far as challenges go, even if you are not going for the completionist achievement, which is to do every challenge in one Extinction game and escape, even if you're not going to go for that, I would still try to get every single challenge done, mostly because you really need the extra skill point that it gives you. Because what you're going to want ideally is to have your class maxed out, your ammo, armor, and center gun all maxed out by the time you're at the last hive, and you'll be able to do that if you do every challenge. As far as actual challenges go, none of them are impossible or even that difficult. I think the hardest one is in the city because they're all random. Sometimes you'll get some, sometimes you won't. But the hardest one is don't take any damage from the little meteorite things. I don't know what the fuck they're called, but those little bastards that blow up on you. That's the hardest one. And the first town area, all of them are really easy. The only one that sucks is the sniper rifle one. And if you don't know what a sniper is, it's just up on that rock by spawn. And that's the only difficult one. All the other ones are pretty simple. And I would say if you mess up any of the challenges in the first town, you should just restart. Because you should not miss any challenges in the first town. And it's so freaking easy. And I wouldn't spend any money on traps either. Especially in this first area. I mean, if you want traps later down the road, maybe. But honestly, the traps are useless. I would only use them if you have a overwhelming stack of money, because they really just don't get that many kills, and they kind of block off where you can run away if shit gets too hot. As far as what gun you should use, I guess it's really whatever you feel the most comfortable with. I use the Vector. I think it's the best damaging one, and especially since you're going to be using the relic that makes you weaker, it makes most sense to have the Vector. And with armor piercing and the class loadout, honestly, this won't be a problem of doing damage to aliens. So what you should start upgrading first, I guess it's kind of just what you feel you need. I tried to max out my class first because I wanted the faster reload. So I really can't stand slow reloads. So that's the first thing I wanted. I wouldn't worry about shield at first because you really only start needing the shield when you get into the city and around like the second or third hive, it actually starts to become a problem not having any shield. But I would try to split it up evenly between shield and armor, or shield and ammo, because it's just best to have both of them working together. Because you have just a whole bunch of ammo but no armor. That's kind of just silly. So I would try to get them at the same time. As far as for destroying the barrier hive, which I kind of just skipped past, it's really simple. Just kill the scorpions. Like I said, you don't need the trap there. And something to make sure you do is you see that little money box there that's going to give you $3,000. Make sure you go under $3,000 before you pick it up, because the max you're going to hold is $6,000, and it's really stupid to just waste money like that. So just throw down armor, ammo, sentry gun if you want. Alright, so I'm going to skip a little bit up to the first drill in the city. Now the city is where you're really going to notice difficulty increase. This is where you're going to start having harder aliens. Are going to come a lot quicker and in more quantity. But the first 3 drills you do, it's really nothing bad. I mean, you just got to play smart. Do the challenges you can. And don't corner yourself. Just make sure your ammo and armor are good. And you honestly shouldn't have any problems. As far as challenges go for this place, they're all really easy, like I said. Except for the meteorite one, because those little bastards really fuck you up. And I guess general tips for dealing with the meteorite things: try to shoot them as soon as possible. Don't let them get too close to you. And if they start getting really close, just don't worry about them. Just start running away. Because if you start focusing on them and they start blowing up around your feet, you're going to lose a lot of your shield. And then the other aliens are just going to come behind you and start hitting you, and it's going to go real bad for you real quick. So if you let them get a little too close, I would just start running away. Maybe even throw on armor if you feel like it's about to go away. And another really good thing to do is make sure you check every pile you find. Sometimes they're kind of useless, just like regular ammo, which you really won't want to use, like an ACOG scope or something kind of useless. But there's some good stuff, like you can get rapid fire, which is easily the best thing to get. You can get those flams, I think that's what they're called. I don't really like those, just because it goes in between your pistol and your main gun, and you should really be using your pistol a lot, and so it's kind of annoying because you have to press Y twice to get to your pistol when that thing's in your inventory. So I usually just use it right away. So it's kind of up to how you feel like it or not. It's really not that great. Like, it's really not worth saving. And yeah. So as far as repairing the drill goes, you probably never really have to do it because there's no way it's gonna go all the way down. There's no way. It would take the aliens a very long time to do that, and all you have to do is kill them when they get on it. You really shouldn't have to worry about repairing it at all. And this is going to be the barrier hive of the city. This is where everything gets very difficult. I actually almost lost here when I did this run. I went down to like 10% health before I threw down armor and saved myself. But this is where it starts getting really important to stay on top of your shield. You always got to see what it's at. As soon as it starts to go down, like get real low, I would throw down armor, because once you lose your armor, you can only withstand like 4 hits, and they hit pretty quickly. So I would recommend staying on top of your shield. As far as going for the scorpions here, I mean, you want to just focus on that. If you throw down a sentry gun, the sentry gun should be able to take care of all the aliens that are on the ground, so you can just focus on the scorpions. As far as for turret placement, I placed it near the barrier hive in this. It was kind of a cheap placing now that I think about it. I should have placed it a little further back by like the edge. I don't really know what to call it, but I think that would have been a better placing for it because it was kind of limited from what it could kill when it's from its left and its right, and it really never shot the scorpions. I guess they were too far away. So yeah, that was kind of shitty placement, but it worked out. You know, I still did everything I could. As far as for traps go in here, if you want to buy a trap, you have enough money, I would buy the electric gate. That's about it. And so once you get past that, you can also have a rhino at the end of that. But I didn't this time, and so when I went through the alleyway, I had a rhino here. Just be expecting it, and then you can run back and just shoot them. And then when you go up to the cabin, you're gonna have another rhino. But I believe if you don't do anything, you don't shoot it, you don't place your sentry down so it shoots it, you don't run up to it, it's just gonna chase away an alien and leave. I've had it attack me before because I think one of my teammates shot it. So just let him be and let him be on his way because it's a lot easier not to have to deal with that thing. And so then you're going to destroy the first hive in the cabin. It's always in that one area. Where I placed my sentry, I think that's the best place to place it because it has a great line of sight. Also, once you destroy that barrier hive, you have inside there's a little computer that you can spend $6,000 on, or you can slowly put money into it up to $6,000. And you can get like a chopper support. I honestly don't know what the fuck it does, that chopper, when it comes, because I bought it a few times and it doesn't seem to help at all. So yeah, just saved my money this time. I didn't bother with it. And you will have a rhino once the drill gets almost done. But it's not a problem if you place your sentry where I placed it because he goes right for that. And then you can just shoot him while he's eating your sentry. And then this is the next hive I did. This is where I place it. This is where I would place a sentry gun. I think this is the best place for it because it got a lot of kills where it was, and none of the aliens could get up to it. The only bad thing, I guess, is that it couldn't really shoot any of the aliens on the drill. So just keep an eye on the drill, and honestly, your sentry gun can do just about everything for that. Now this is the hive you have to destroy. It's like in the top barn area. This is pretty difficult. It's difficult because it's a really small concealed area. And it was even harder because my challenge was to keep my accuracy above 50%, which is fucking difficult. So what I did was try to limit my shooting. I fucked up there and shot a bit too much, but it was still above 50%, so I was like, alright, I'm just going to knife from here on out. And it would have worked very well, except for I got a rhino towards the end of the drill. And I think you're gonna get a rhino. I think you're gonna get a rhino every single time at this area. I've had a rhino every time at this point. So you can throw it on your sentry, have your sentry try to do work on it. But he actually destroyed 2 of my sentries real quick. And then I got really lucky that the drill ended when it did, so I could just run away and then fight the rhino outside where I can run away from him, and I placed a sentry as well to help. And it just made the whole thing a lot easier. So if you're in that scenario, either break the challenge and shoot, or just try and wait it out, because the drill, like I said, shouldn't go under its health. And that's the next hive. That one's pretty easy. Just place sentries where you want. And then this is the final hive, and it's easily the most difficult. You see where I have my sentries placed? I have them placed on opposite ends of each other. I would do that every single time. And the reason I did that is so not only can they cover more ground, but they'll be able to protect each other. And so then you won't have to worry about your sentries as much. And that frees you to start killing the scorpions, because there's going to be a lot of scorpions up top. And if you do not destroy those as soon as possible, they are going to make that little area a fucking acid pit. I've lost here a couple times when I was playing with teams because of people not shooting the scorpions and everything just going to hell real quick. So you gotta stay on top of that. The sentries don't really do too much against the scorpions. They might be just too far away because they don't really hit it that often. But as long as you play this smart, when a sentry goes out, obviously you replace it. You should have no problem with this one. Just make sure you stay on top of your armor. There is a trap here you can buy which makes the water electric, but I don't buy it because it kind of limits your mobility. And it's actually probably the best trap in the game, just because of the ground it covers. But I didn't want to buy it. Actually, I really would recommend against it, because if you need to run around and try to get away from the aliens, you're just going to end up killing yourself by running across the water. So I didn't buy it. I don't think you really need it. It's better to save your money to kill aliens with and get sentry guns. So this is going to be the final part of it. You need to have your pistol upgraded at least 1 point, because it'll make you a lot faster when you hold your pistol out. And when you call in the nuke, which is the last part of this, you basically just run hell back. And obviously running faster, very important. All you do, you just gotta run through past everything. You're gonna see rhino spawn, alien spawn. Just keep fucking running. Just brush them off. Pretend they're out there. Because if you stop to fight them, you are fucked. You do have a limited amount of time, and you're gonna end up having to fight them anyway when a meteorite crashes in front of you. And it's only gonna be there for like 20 seconds maybe, and you're gonna have a rhino fight. So place your sentry gun and just hang out with your sentry gun and let him protect you. Because the rhino normally goes for this sentry gun, but sometimes he just wants to eat your face. That's a bit of a problem. But I was sure not to place 2 sentry guns, because if they don't get destroyed, your sentries are gonna be back there and they're gonna be kind of a wasted. So I only placed 1. And you're gonna run up to another meteorite here. I started to panic because I saw my shield was going down and they were getting behind me. So I threw vest, which was a good move, but then I placed my sentry down, and they just completely ran past it, and it was kind of just wasted. And then I turned around and placed another one in a better area, but since they were still on me, they pretty much just ran past it. So what I did was run in front of my sentry gun, and my sentry gun pretty much killed everything. And then I don't know what happened here. I don't know if this is a glitch, because I just didn't have any aliens for like 20 seconds or something. It was really weird. I don't think it's supposed to happen like that. So hopefully you just get lucky and that happens. And after that meteorite's gone, all you have to do is just run from here. Make sure you throw down armor, and if you still have some money left, just throw down a turret so that the aliens will go for that. And if anything's hitting you, I would try to kill it. As I do here, I turn around and start shooting it, but it didn't really give a shit. So I just ran away from it and got into the chopper. And that's it. That's all you have to do. It's really not that hard, as long as you play everything really smart and you know when to throw down armor, you know where to place your sentries. It is very possible to do solo. And if you're not comfortable solo, I mean, you can do it with friends, but it's a lot more satisfying to do it solo, I would say. And that's it. I think this is the easiest Relic. I haven't tested out the other ones yet, but that's the one I would most recommend doing, because it's pretty much easily to negate with a class. So that's what I would recommend. This took me 58 minutes to do, so be kind of prepared to commit some time to this, because you can't really pause during it. So that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this helps you. If you have questions, leave a comment and I'll try to get back to you and help you guys out. Peace.